Thank you for buying your Sunshine Garden House from us. We're happy that you're ready to start putting it together, and we want you to watch the video and enjoy the assembly project that you have ahead. The first step is to lay out all the boxes. They're numbered, and that'll make it easy for you to find the parts inside that you need to check off on the check-off list. When you get your boxes laid out, you want to open them carefully and safely, and they are stapled around all four sides. So the safest and easiest way to open the box is to start on each side, pulling from the center and loosening, separating the sides and the staples, and proceed to each side of the box to get them loose. Once you've loosened all four sides, the top will come off and you can set it aside. The instruction packet and video will be right at the top. Okay, now we've unpacked all of the boxes and laid out all of the parts together by type. Each part is labeled so you can match them clearly to each other. Once you've set them all out and you're organized, all the boxes are empty, you want to go back to the instruction packet and get out the inventory sheet and check it off to make sure all your parts are there. Now you want to make sure all your tools and equipment are ready to go. You'll need some essential components: a 6-foot step ladder, a power drill, right, looks like this one, a nail apron, at least a 12-foot long tape measure, and we also recommend you use the quick grip type of vise. If you have all of those tools, you're ready to go. Okay, next you want to open your packet of the screws and hardware. You'll see that there's a number of things in the packet. There's a stub block, there's screws, and each one of them are labeled. This, for example, is the 2.5-inch deck screws. Then we have this box, which will have additional screws, and you can start opening those up. There are handles and other things. So get those all out and get your tool apron, and you'll be ready to start putting things together. Okay, the next thing to do then is set out the base on your level surface, making sure that all of the corners are connected. There's a label on each component, the back wall and the front wall. Make sure all of the brackets face outward. Now we're going to take the stub block and place it into the bracket where the two corners come together. You want to put everything nice and firm, tighten it up, and now we can start adding some screws to the Trex base. And you'll notice that the base is quite firm, so you'll want to use some care. So in the base, we're adding the 1.25-inch screws. After we put the base together, we're going to check to make sure that it's square. You take out your tape measure and you measure the length on a diagonal from corner to corner, and you want to make sure that the distances are equal. Once the base is complete, you're ready to start putting the back wall in place. Each part is labeled back wall left, back wall right. It doesn't really matter, but it's the facing of the door. When you face the door, you decide which is the right or the left. This is the back wall panel that's going to be put in the right side. So we're going to carry this back, and we're going to place it on the base, slide it into position and let it stand, and it's ready to add screws. Now we're adding 1.25-inch screws to secure the back wall. Okay, we're now going to put the top rear in place using the ladder to climb. Remember, the brackets go to the outside. Those are the 1¼ screws. Now we're going to add the deck screws. Okay, now there are pre-drilled holes for all of the for the deck screws rather. Place the deck screw in place and secure it there. Okay, now we're going to add the top roof ridge. Okay, so you go up the ladder, making sure your brackets are facing the front of the greenhouse, which is where the door is. Slide it into position. Making sure that the end is even. And then you're ready to add screws to secure it. 1¼ screws are used at this place. There we are. Okay, now we're going to install 2 sidewall top plates, one on each side of the greenhouse. You'll need a person to hold one end while you get your drill and an 1¼ screw. Remember, it's important. You'll see places where there is tape across the holes. Do not take the tape off and add screws. The tape is there to keep that spot from having screws added. Adding the second sidewall top plate, 1¼ screws. Don't remove the tape. Don't add screws under the tape. Okay, now we're going to add sidewalls. The metal component is the top. The sidewalls are labeled, and the brackets go to the inside of the greenhouse. Now we're going to put the first sidewall panel in place. I like to start in the back corner, set it in place, and then you'll want to get your quick grip vise and go to the outside and support it. Okay, take the quick grip and add it just to the outside, bringing the panel and the corner tightly together and square. Now you're ready to add the screws from the inside. Okay, now we're ready to add a deck screw on the inside through the pre-drilled hole. Line things up. Okay, we're putting the next sidewall in place. Okay, now we're going to add the grip again to this corner and tighten it securely so that it's nice and square. Okay, now we're going to add the grip to the inside near where the pre-drilled holes are to tighten things up. Deck screws again, pre-drilled holes. remove the grip and take it to the upper location. And 2 more deck screws. Now we'll take the grip off and we'll go to the outside and add some 1 1/4" screws. And then we'll go to the bottom. That completes our first sidewall. Now we're going to do roof panels. Each one is labeled. This one happens to be the front roof left. So facing the door, this will go on the left side. And the panels with the vents are the first to go on. Okay. First panel, you lift it up over the top brackets, slide it into place, and let it rest. Once the panel is hanging in place, there's a pre-marked center point on the sidewall top plate. You want to align the roof panel and add a screw, a deck screw, in the pre-drilled hole. Now we're going to add the next corner with a deck screw, again a pre-drilled hole. We want this hole to line up with the sidewall top plate below, so you may have to push it up. There. Okay, now we're finishing the roof, lining things up, adding the flashing. Okay, we're installing the foam tape to receive the vent, starting at the very top. Okay, we're taking the roof vent part A and B. We're going to align them. Polycarbonate slides into the slot, and we'll add some screws. Okay, we're now installing the vent, and we want the vent to open away from strong wind events. So place the hinges on the side where it is the windiest. Now we're going to add the back wall panel. Okay, now we're installing the collar tie. Again, we have pre-drilled holes to add the deck screws. Okay, we are now going to install the wind stops on the back wall vent. And there are pre-drilled holes. We're adding the vent wind stops, top, sides, pre-drilled holes. Top, again pre-drilled holes.
Say that once more.
Sure, we're doing the wind stop at the top. This wind stop is at the top with pre-drilled holes. We'll do the sides next. Okay, we're doing a wind stop on the front door. Pre-drilled holes. Okay, you have the automatic vent openers. There are two of them, one for the roof and one for the back wall. When you open it, there's a black cylinder that should be refrigerated for a little while just to cool it down, and the aluminum frame. That. Okay, once the frame of the 2x4s is in place, you should have 5 slats which fit neatly between each paneled section. So you want to space them evenly. And those 5 fit in that space with the spaces in between each slat. You've watched the video now and you're ready to get started putting your greenhouse together. Please call us if you have any questions at all. We're happy to help. Thank you.